Education is the key. Good evening, everyone. All right, awesome. Special thanks to Mr. Jeremiah and to his PHA and PhillySEEDS teams for inviting me to be a part of this very special celebration. Congratulations to the scholars and the families. The Philadelphia Housing Authority was established in 1937, and it was organized under the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It currently stands as Pennsylvania's largest landlord, and as was mentioned earlier this evening, is the fourth largest housing authority in this nation. It currently provides housing assistance to more than 76,000 people, approximately 30,000 residents in the Philadelphia Housing Authority, and more than 46,000 residents in the Housing Choice Voucher Program. PhillySEEDS was established in 2013 by Mr. Jeremiah and his team to further the mission of PHA, to continue to foster self-sufficiency and education empowerment, to transform communities by providing quality schools and quality and affordable housing, and also viable small business commercial corridors. As of 2013, PhillySEEDS has provided $1,095,000 to 272 residents. And that's part of why I'm so excited to be here this evening. Congratulations to the cohort of 2017 PhillySEEDS recipients, 66 awardees, receiving a total of $256,000. 85% female, 15% male. The 2017 high school graduates have a GPA range of 2.6 to 3.88. They have and are intending to major in political science, biology, and business, among other majors. The 2018 college graduates have a GPA range of 2.96 to a 4.0. Many of them majoring in social work, psychology, and healthcare. 36% represent North Philadelphia. I got a lot more stats to go, so you may want to wait till the end to clap, but it's all good. I don't want to stop you either. But 24% represent West Philadelphia. We might as well shout out each group. 15% represent South Philadelphia. 14% represent Southwest Philadelphia, and 12% represent Northeast Philadelphia. 39 of these scholars are being awarded for the first time through the PhillySEEDS program. 39 of them have maintained a GPA of a 3.3 to 4.0 and will each receive $5,000 in scholarships. 38 of them are Philadelphia Housing Authority residents. 28 of them are Housing Choice Voucher Program residents. 22 of them just graduated and will be starting their first year in college this fall. 18 of them will be starting their senior year in college, scheduled to graduate in 2018. 17 of them have maintained a GPA of 3.0 to 3.29 and will be receiving $3,000 each in scholarships tonight. 10 of them have maintained a 2.6 to 2.99 GPA and will be receiving $1,000 in scholarships from PhillySEEDS. And 6 of tonight's awardees were actually denied when they applied in 2016, but they were persistent. They did what they needed to do, and tonight will be receiving a PhillySEEDS scholarship. Congratulations, scholars. Education is truly the key. It is, as was shared earlier tonight, it is with almost certainty that each of you have overcome obstacles to be where you are. But soon you will be recognized as one of our nation's academic elites. According to the 2015 U.S. Census Bureau data, 88% of all U.S. citizens and permanent residents have a high school diploma or equivalent. 59% have some college education. 42% have an associate's degree. 33% a bachelor's degree, 11% a master's degree, and just under 2% a doctorate degree. Each of you, as you'll notice as I share that data, the higher the degree, the lower the percentage of obtainment. It is definitely not an easy road, and when poverty is added to the mix, it makes things even more difficult. The average annual salary for a public housing resident is $13,751. That is just $1,265 above the 2016 national poverty threshold. Oh my goodness, that's heavy. But the great news is this. The U.S. Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor and Statistics data from 2017 indicates that a person with a bachelor's degree will earn 67% more than a person with a high school diploma. So scholars, we implore you to continue your education so that you can serve as a resource to yourself, to your families, and your communities as well. Some of you may have heard things like college is important. Education is the key. Each one, teach one. Your education is something that no one will ever be able to take from you. I am here to say, as John Dewey once said, that education is not the preparation for life, but education is life itself. I stand before you this evening as a first-generation college graduate. My parents continuously encouraged us to learn and become smarter and just continue to further our education in every way possible. My parents have a basic education, a basic school education, and yet my father is an expert in auto mechanics and my mother an expert in accounting. As I think about my parents and I think about so many people that I respect, the word erudite comes to mind, E-R-U-D-I-T-E. It means scholarly, knowledgeable, well-informed, learned. It is my hope that each of you scholars will take that on. Mr. Jeremiah mentioned about education and making learning sexy. Erudite is a kind of cool word, something I learned when I was studying for my GREs to go to Harvard. It is important that we are erudite, that we use education as a tool. Nelson Mandela once said that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change our world. Some of you, if you haven't been tuned in, may say, but Lynette, what needs to change in our world? 90 years before slavery was abolished, the second paragraph of our nation's Declaration of Independence read, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." I am here to say that although all men are created equal was proclaimed in 1776, 1865, even in 2017, it is evident that all human beings are not treated equal or equitably. And so it is important that each one of you scholars, that you empower yourselves to be educated so that you can help others and use your education as a powerful tool. Our nation truly depends on you making that happen. For me, I learned about the grave inequalities that existed. My family originally is from Trinidad and Tobago, and when they came to the United States, they were excited about the many opportunities that they thought existed. However, they realized very quickly that those opportunities were very different depending on what you looked like and where you lived. For that reason, they made a sacrifice to send me, my siblings, and me to schools where wealthy white families sent their children. They believed that if we were in that environment, that we would be successful. Growing up with my neighborhood friends who looked very much like me, as we would talk about our schooling experiences, it was evident that where I was, the expectations were far higher and greater than the schools where they were. I committed myself at a very young age that I was going to be a teacher, that I was going to ensure that all children, no matter what they looked like or where they lived, were respected, were loved, received a high-quality education. As you know, in life there are obstacles, some that we bring on ourselves and some just sort of happen in life. At the age of 19, just 3 weeks before my junior year in college began, I gave birth to our older son, Shakir. My husband and I were not married at the time, and my parents, being Christians, you can imagine, were not thrilled. But I knew that I had been called to be a teacher, and I was equally ecstatic to be a mother. But what was I going to do? Somehow I pictured the future students that I did not have before me, and I knew somehow that they were depending on me to provide them with a quality education. So with a lot of prayers and a lot of faith, finding a school that took children at 4 weeks old, I was able to put Shakir in school, and I continued my school, although I was 500 miles away from home. I am happy to say that I graduated on time with my bachelor's degree with honors and was able to teach in 1995. Over the years, I've just continued to take advantage of learning opportunities, how to perfect my craft, to be a quality teacher, a quality leader, to help improve myself even as a human being. I am happy to say that I am on faculty now at the Harvard Graduate School of Education, where I teach a course that I designed titled Educating Incarcerated Youth, Practice, Research, and Policy. Thank you. I now serve as a resource truly throughout the United States and even internationally, and it really is about empowering others. You see, I learned, just like my parents said, that education is empowering, it's freedom, it's emancipating, and that is truly now the life that I live and exude. That reminds me of Frederick Douglass. He gave a speech in Manassas, Virginia in 1894 titled Blessings of Liberty and Education. He said, "If man is without education, he is a poor prisoner without hope. Education means emancipation." Scholars, it is my hope that each of you will emancipate yourselves, that you will be free because you continue to learn and be erudite. It is my hope that you will see that as you become free and as you emancipate yourselves, that you will use your education, that weapon, that tool, to emancipate your families, to emancipate your communities, to emancipate our world. There is a proverb that says, "Iron sharpens iron." Scholars, you need to find yourselves and surround yourselves with those who are sharp and who are focused, so that they can help sharpen you and that you can in turn help sharpen them and others. Each of us, every single human being, we are all gifted. We are unique, yes. We have commonalities that we share. It is important that we also embrace our uniqueness. Some of you may or may not know your birth mother or birth father. Some of you may or may not have a good relationship with your parents. But one thing you should know and be very grateful for is this: the man and the woman who came together to form you while you were in your mother's womb, a combination of the amniotic fluid and you flailing around with your hands and your feet is actually what caused your fingerprints and footprints to be formed by the time you were 6 months in your mother's womb. It is the reason why there are no quintuplets or even twins with the same prints. So scholars, it is my hope that you will truly embrace your uniqueness and have a tremendous impact using your educational prints throughout our world. Mother Teresa once said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." Scholars, many of you have already been casting those stones. You've been creating positive ripples for yourselves, for your families, and for your communities. It is my hope that, especially when you leave this place, that you will be erudite, that you will sharpen yourselves, that you will sharpen others, and most importantly, that you will remember that education is your key. Thank you.